Do customer ratings influence food choices? Motivation. We should care for why customers rate our foods because when customers rate the producer's foods, the producer can help make changes to make the experience more comfortable. A higher rating can also influence people to stop by and try the service since others rate it high. We can also see an increase in profit since the reputation of the restaurant will keep growing throughout more and more higher ratings.
All right, now for some background, I'm going to start off with the history. Restaurant reviews began in the 19th century French newspapers and gained influence in the United States with Duncan Hines' Adventures in Good Eating in 1935. The UK Raymond Postgate published the first largely influential The Good Food Guide in 1951. Major newspapers like the New York Times joined in the mid-19th century, which had major influence on consumer behavior. Today, crowdsourced reviews have global impact, surpassing influence of traditional newspapers. So how does this relate to class? Consumer ratings and food choices connect strongly with consumer behavior, which is a topic that we discussed in class this semester. With the increasing importance of social media and online presence in our society, reviews from semi-anonymous sources now play a much more significant role in influencing customer decisions. All right, so why did we do this? Our aim within this research project was to find a solid conclusion about the emergence of widely available restaurant reviews and if they have influence over those who read them, thus influencing if they choose to eat at a certain restaurant or not. Our hypothesis comes from personal experience as we are consumers ourselves. We think that more positive reviews, the higher chance that a consumer will choose to eat at that restaurant rather than not.
So as you'll see in the next few slides, we've collected data and designed a questionnaire that reflects insights from secondary data. We have questions that relate to demographics, so gender, ethnic backgrounds, study programs, to kind of see if there's any patterns in responses. We have restaurant visits and review influences. So just to gauge the frequency of the restaurant visits and the extent to which the reviews kind of influence the dining choices. Then we have preference for review platforms like Google or other ones like Yelp. And then we have review-based decision-making, which is kind of just seeing if positive or negative reviews might sway decisions, comparative choices, and then a control question, and then review influence on immediate choice. And this just kind of is a final question to assess the direct impact of review ratings. Then we have the data, the methods. We have descriptive data, cross-tabulation, correlation analysis, comparative analysis, and a control question. And you can just kind of read through this to see a more in-depth description of each one.
So for our experimental design, we have primary data, which is that questionnaire that Avery had talked about, and then secondary data, which was, it's like a 26-page study that was created in 2012 by Anderson and Magruder, and our conclusion kind of comes partnering with the primary and secondary data. So for the primary data, our target audience is economics and marketing and management majors at Texas A&M, because those are the people that we have the most readily available access to. And then this is that survey. It's attached in the references if you want to take a closer look. For the secondary data, that's that really long study that I was talking about. It was created in 2012 by Anderson and Magruder. They target specifically Yelp reviews, not necessarily Google reviews or any other platform. But they talk about this peak restaurant hour time is where their focus is. That's at 7 p.m. is what they've concluded. So this is a piece of their actual study. So on the left, we're looking at 3.2 to 3.4 reviews. So pretty average. And at that peak restaurant hour time, we're looking about 5 to 8 tables available at that time. Then on the right-hand side, so 1-star review higher, 4.2 to 4.4 stars, we're looking at about 0 to 2 tables available. So it's very obvious to see that with just 1-star review difference between the two, there is way less availability, which means that people are readily going to that restaurant with the higher ratings. And then for the expected results, we expect to have the same kind of conclusion that the Anderson and Magruder study has, that consumer preferences do influence food choices, and that questionnaire, we're hoping that gets that same conclusion. So thank you for watching.